Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share something powerful with you, the idea that obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones that can lead to great opportunities. Life is full of challenges, and each one has the potential to teach us something important, to guide us to a better version of ourselves, and to open doors we may never have seen. Think about it, obstacles are a natural part of life. They are as inevitable as the sunrise. But how we respond to them, how we choose to see them, can make all the difference. If you view every setback as a failure, you'll never see the possibilities hidden within it. But if you look at challenges as opportunities for growth, you unlock an entirely new world of potential. Let's take a moment to think about successful people. What do they all have in common? They face setbacks, tough times, and struggles. But rather than letting those things stop them, they use them to their advantage. They learned from the difficulties, adapted, and turned those tough moments into stepping stones toward success. So how do we turn obstacles into opportunities? It starts with mindset. It's about changing the way we think and approaching challenges with a mindset of resilience, learning, and action. The key to transforming adversity into achievement lies in our ability to see the potential for growth in every difficult situation. The first thing you need to do when faced with an obstacle is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing the challenge as a problem, see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? In every situation, there are things you can control and things you cannot. Focus on what you can control, the way you respond, your actions, and your attitude. When you take control of your response, you turn the obstacle into a challenge that you can overcome. Failure is not the end, it's a lesson. Every failure contains valuable insights about what works and what doesn't. Don't fear it. Instead, ask, what did I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Failures can be some of your best teachers if you're willing to learn. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after facing adversity. It's about having the strength to keep going no matter how tough things get. Remember, setbacks are temporary. What matters is how you respond, how you rise, and how you use that experience to fuel your next move. Obstacles can make you question your goals, but it's during these times that your commitment to them should be strongest. Stay focused on your vision and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Persistence and dedication are often the keys that unlock success when obstacles arise. When faced with a challenge, don't just look at it as a wall you can't climb. Instead, see it as a puzzle. Be creative. Ask, what's another way to approach this? Often, the best solutions come when we think outside the box and refuse to be stuck in the same old patterns. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to strengthen your character. Do you choose to give up or do you keep going, even when things get tough? Your decisions in the face of adversity define who you are. Choose to build your character, not just your success. The people you surround yourself with play a huge role in how you handle challenges. When times get tough, seek the company of those who uplift you, who remind you of your potential, and who help you see beyond the obstacle. Positive influence can help turn your struggles into opportunities. When you face an obstacle, the first and most important thing to understand is that it's all about perspective. Life doesn't always go as planned. Things will go wrong and you'll face setbacks. But here's the key: you get to decide how you see these situations. You can either choose to see them as roadblocks or, more importantly, as stepping stones. Let me tell you something, obstacles are not just interruptions in your journey. They are part of the journey. They're not there to stop you, but to teach you. Think about it, every challenge you face, no matter how big or small, is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. What you learn in these moments will be the fuel for your growth. When you shift your perspective, you stop seeing the obstacle as a problem and start seeing it as an opportunity to evolve. For example, when things go wrong, ask yourself a simple question: what is this trying to teach me now? Most people are so focused on the immediate frustration, the discomfort, the disappointment, that they miss this opportunity. But when you ask yourself this question, when you approach the challenge with the mindset of learning, you change the game. You see it as a lesson, and lessons lead to growth. It's like planting a tree. What do you do when the tree faces harsh weather? When the winds blow strong or the soil isn't rich enough? You don't give up on the tree, you nurture it, you water it, and you learn how to care for it better. The same goes for your life. The winds of difficulty don't mean you're failing, they mean you're growing. Now, this shift in perspective isn't easy, but it's essential. It takes practice, it takes discipline, and most importantly, it takes a decision that you will not let setbacks define you. You will learn from them. You will grow through them. And most importantly, you will move forward because you've chosen to see the opportunity in the challenge. When you make that choice, when you look at every obstacle with the eyes of opportunity, everything changes. Your challenges will no longer feel like barriers. They will feel like invitations to become better, to become stronger, to become more capable. So the next time life throws something unexpected your way, remember it's not there to stop you, it's there to help you move forward. You just have to shift your perspective. When life presents you with challenges, one of the most powerful things you can do is focus on what you can control. So often we get bogged down by the things that are outside our influence, things like the weather, other people's actions, or the circumstances that seem to be beyond our reach. But let me tell you this, the more you focus on things you can't control, the more helpless and frustrated you become. You're giving away your power. What you can control, however, is how you respond to situations. You control your actions, your attitude, and your decisions. No matter what happens around you, you always have the power to choose how you react. You have the ability to control your mindset, and in turn, that will shape the results you get. It all starts with this simple truth: you can't control everything, but you can always control yourself. Let me ask you, when things get tough, do you focus on the circumstances or do you focus on your response to them? Do you sit there and worry about what you can't change, or do you take the reins of your own actions and make the best of what you can control? The key here is to not waste energy on things outside your control. When you do that, you take your energy and your focus away from what's important. Instead, put your time, effort, and attention into areas where you can make a difference. If there's a challenge in front of you, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "What can I do right now to improve the situation?" For instance, let's say you lose your job, something you absolutely couldn't control. You can't control the company's decisions, but you can control your response. You can control how you react, whether you stay angry and defeated or whether you use it as an opportunity to search for something better, to learn a new skill, to retool your life. The path you choose will define your future. This principle works in every area of life. When you face an obstacle in your personal life, you control how you deal with it. You control how you manage your relationships. You control the energy you put into every situation. Yes, bad things will happen. People will disappoint you. Life will throw curveballs. But you must remember, the one thing you will always control is how you respond. In every situation, focus on the small actions you can take. When you take control of those little things, you start to see progress. And that progress leads to confidence, which leads to momentum. When you focus on what you can control, you shift your energy from a place of helplessness to one of empowerment. That shift in mindset changes everything. So the next time you find yourself frustrated by circumstances, remind yourself, "I can't control this, but I can control how I respond." Refuse to be a victim of your circumstances. Instead, become the master of your response. In doing so, you turn obstacles into opportunities, because when you focus on what you can control, you open the door to growth, success, and ultimately, the life you want to create. One of the most important lessons in life is learning how to embrace failure, not as a setback, but as a teacher. Too many people fear failure. They avoid it at all costs, thinking that it's something to be ashamed of or that it marks the end of the road. But what if I told you that failure is not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed? That each time you fall short, you're actually one step closer to success. You see, failure is an inevitable part of the journey. No one, and I mean no one, achieves great things without stumbling along the way. The greatest successes in life are often built upon a foundation of failures. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't whether they fail or not, it's how they respond to failure. Those who succeed understand that failure is simply feedback. It's a clue, a lesson, a guide showing you where you need to improve and grow. Think of it this way: when you fail, you gain information. You learn what didn't work. You discover what needs to be adjusted. Without failure, you wouldn't have the opportunity to fine-tune your approach, to strengthen your strategy, or to build your resilience. Failure doesn't mean that you're not capable. It means you're in the process of becoming capable. It's a moment where you get to pause and ask yourself, what can I do better next time? How can I grow from this? You've got to understand that every time you try and fail, you're refining yourself. And yes, sometimes it hurts. It's uncomfortable. It can feel like a punch to the gut. But it's through these tough moments that we become more focused, more resourceful, and more determined. Failure is where the real growth happens. It's where the magic is. But let me tell you something, failure only defines you if you let it. If you take failure personally, if you see it as a reflection of your worth, it will hold you back. But if you see failure as a stepping stone, as a necessary part of your growth, it becomes just another chapter in your story of success. The most successful people aren't those who avoid failure, they are the ones who fail the most and learn the most from those experiences. Think about some of the most accomplished people in history. They didn't achieve success because they never failed. No, they failed over and over again, but each time they learned something new, adapted, and kept going. They embraced failure as a teacher, and because of that, they ended up where they are. So the next time you face failure, don't hang your head in defeat. Don't let it stop you in your tracks. Instead, take a moment to ask, what's the lesson here? What can I learn from this experience? When you do this, you shift your mindset from one of defeat to one of growth. And this shift is what will ultimately lead you to success. Failure, my friend, is not the end. It's just the beginning of something greater. It's an opportunity to improve, to refine, to learn, and to move closer to your ultimate goal. So don't fear it. Embrace it. Make it your teacher, and let it guide you to the success that is waiting for you. Resilience is one of the most powerful qualities you can develop in life. It's the ability to bounce back from adversity, to get up every time you fall, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in your path. Life is full of challenges, and there will be times when everything seems to be going against you. But resilience is what will determine whether you rise above those challenges or let them defeat you. Let's face it, nothing worthwhile comes easily. If you want to achieve anything of value, you will encounter setbacks, disappointments, and failures along the way. It's just part of the process. The question isn't whether you will face difficulty, it's how you will handle it when you do. Will you let the tough times break you, or will you use them to strengthen yourself? The key to resilience is understanding that setbacks are not permanent. When something goes wrong, when you face a failure or a setback, it's easy to feel like it's the end of the road. But resilience means knowing that no setback is permanent, no failure is final. Every difficulty you face is temporary, and it's within your power to decide how long it will affect you. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to this one thing: their ability to keep going when things get tough. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about how you handle them when they show up. The most successful people in the world are often the ones who have faced the greatest challenges, yet they didn't let those challenges define them. Instead, they used them as fuel to push harder and achieve more. But developing resilience takes practice. It's not something you wake up with, it's something you build over time. Every time you face a setback and choose to keep going, you are strengthening your resilience. Every time you feel like quitting but decide to push through, you are reinforcing your inner strength. One of the best ways to develop resilience is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, see them as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, and to get better. When you change your perspective on adversity, it becomes something you can embrace, something you can learn from. The tougher the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. Another important part of resilience is taking responsibility. Don't blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your challenges. Recognize that how you respond to difficulties is entirely up to you. It's easy to feel like a victim when things go wrong, but when you take responsibility for your actions, you regain control. You stop waiting for things to change and start changing yourself. You can't control the world, but you can control how you react to it. Finally, developing resilience requires patience. It's easy to want quick fixes and instant success, but life doesn't work that way. Resilience isn't something you can develop overnight. It's built through consistent effort, persistence, and a willingness to learn from every experience, no matter how difficult. The more you face challenges head on and keep going, the stronger you'll become. Resilience is what allows you to weather life's storms and keep moving forward. It's what helps you stand tall when others might falter. And it's what will enable you to reach your goals, no matter how tough the journey may be. So when life gets hard, and it will remember this, resilience isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about learning to embrace it, to grow from it, and to use it as the driving force that propels you forward. The more you develop resilience, the more unstoppable you'll become. Staying committed to your goals is one of the most important factors in achieving success. It's easy to start strong, to feel motivated when the idea of success is fresh and exciting. But what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't is the ability to stay committed, especially when the initial excitement begins to fade and obstacles start to arise. Commitment isn't just about starting something, it's about sticking with it. Even when it gets tough, it's about showing up, doing the work, and remaining focused on your goal, regardless of how many distractions or challenges come your way. When you commit to something, you are making a promise to yourself that you will keep going no matter what. And that promise becomes your guiding force, even when the road gets rough. Think about your goals for a moment. Are they big? Are they meaningful to you? If they are, they will require effort, consistency, and persistence to achieve. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey made up of small, everyday actions that over time add up to something significant. And here's the truth. Many people never reach their goals not because they aren't capable, but because they quit too soon. They lose sight of their vision when things get hard, when results don't show up as quickly as expected, or when the work starts to feel overwhelming. But here's the thing you must understand. Commitment is about sticking with it even when it's difficult. It's about staying focused on the bigger picture and not letting temporary setbacks distract you from your purpose. The road to success is rarely straight. There are twists, turns, detours, and bumps along the way. But if you keep your eyes on the destination, you will get there. Staying committed means choosing to keep going even when you feel like giving up. It's about reminding yourself daily why you started in the first place and keeping that reason front and center. The more you stay connected to your why, the easier it will be to push through the challenges and the setbacks. When you lose sight of why you're doing something, it's easy to lose motivation. But when you're deeply connected to your purpose, you'll find the strength to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Remember that the obstacles you face aren't there to stop you, they're there to test your commitment. How badly do you want it? How much are you willing to endure to reach your goal? Success is not for the faint-hearted. It's for those who stay the course, who keep moving forward one step at a time, even when they don't see immediate results. This is where most people go wrong. They expect instant gratification. They want things to happen quickly, and when they don't, they give up. But true success comes from long-term dedication. It's about consistency over time, day after day, putting in the work even when the results aren't obvious. Stay committed to your goals not just because you want to achieve them, but because the process of achieving them will make you better. The effort you put in, the lessons you learn, and the person you become along the way are just as important as the end result. Your growth, your development, and your transformation are what truly matter. So if you want to reach your goals, you've got to stay committed. You've got to make a decision every day that no matter what happens, you're not giving up. You're in it for the long haul. And when you make that commitment, when you stick with it through the tough times, that's when success will show up. The journey will be worth it because you'll know that you didn't quit, that you remained true to yourself, and that you gave everything you had to make your dreams a reality. Keep going. Stay committed, and success will find you. One of the most valuable skills you can develop in life is the ability to look for creative solutions when faced with problems. We all encounter challenges, and in those moments, it's easy to feel stuck, frustrated, or even defeated. But the key to overcoming obstacles isn't always about brute force or following the same path over and over again. The true key to overcoming adversity is the ability to think creatively, to look at the situation from a different angle, and to find solutions that others might overlook. When a problem arises, most people react impulsively. They panic, they complain, they try to force things to work the way they want them to. But the successful people, the ones who make real progress in life, are those who stop and think. They look for ways to innovate, to find new approaches, to step outside the box. Creativity doesn't mean doing things the easy way, it means doing things in a way that hasn't been done before, finding a path that others might not see. It starts with asking the right questions. When you encounter a challenge, don't immediately jump to conclusions. Don't assume there's only one way to fix things. Ask yourself, is there another way? What else could I try? What if I took a different approach? The answers might not come right away, but the more you train yourself to think in these terms, the more natural it becomes to find new and better solutions. The solutions are there sometimes, you just have to step back and look at things from a fresh perspective. This is where creativity really shines. It's not about having some magic formula or secret knowledge. It's about having the willingness to think differently. Think of the times when you've tried something that didn't work. What did you do next? Did you give up or did you look for another way? Success comes not from giving up when things don't go as planned, but from continuously searching for ways to make things work. Creative problem solving is all about persistence and adaptability. Let me tell you something, sometimes the most creative solutions are the simplest ones. Often we overcomplicate things. We think that big problems require complex, difficult solutions. But in reality, the most effective solutions often come from finding the simplest, most direct way to address the issue. So when faced with a problem, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Keep your mind open to simplicity, and you might just find the solution you've been looking for. Another part of looking for creative solutions is the ability to remain flexible. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and often we have to adjust our approach. A great example of this is when an obstacle comes up and forces you to change course. Some people will fight against it, refuse to adapt, and eventually fail. Others will pivot, adjust their strategies, and discover a new way forward. The ability to be flexible, to alter your course when needed, and to adapt to new circumstances is at the heart of creative problem solving. Finally, let's not forget that creativity isn't something that happens only when everything is going wrong. It's a mindset you can apply in every area of your life. Even when things are going well, looking for ways to improve, innovate, and challenge the status quo is how you continue to grow and move forward. Creativity isn't just for solving problems, it's for creating opportunities, for advancing your goals, and for discovering new paths to success. So the next time you face a challenge, don't get stuck in the problem. Don't let frustration cloud your thinking. Instead, embrace creativity. Step back, look for new angles, ask new questions, and challenge yourself to find solutions that might not be obvious at first. Because the truth is, every obstacle comes with an opportunity to think differently, to innovate, and to rise above. Creativity is the key that unlocks new possibilities, and with it, there's no problem you can't solve. Obstacles are an inevitable part of life, and they often arrive uninvited in ways we never expected. But here's the secret: they don't have to be the things that hold us back, they can be the things that propel us forward. When faced with difficulties, we often focus on how much we want them to go away. But what if instead of wishing them away, we use them to strengthen our character? What if we saw every challenge as an opportunity to build the kind of resilience and strength that will serve us for a lifetime? You see, character isn't built during times of ease. It's built during the storms, the struggles, and the setbacks. It's the tough moments that shape us into who we are. If everything in life was easy, if we always got what we wanted without any effort or struggle, we wouldn't develop the qualities that truly matter: patience, perseverance, determination, and resilience. It's when things get hard that we find out who we really are. It's in those moments of adversity that we either choose to rise above or stay down. Think about it: when you're faced with a challenge, you have two choices. You can let that obstacle defeat you, make you bitter, or stop you in your tracks. Or you can face it head on, learn from it, and let it build you into someone stronger, someone wiser, and someone more determined to succeed. The obstacles we face in life are not there to break us, they are there to refine us, to teach us lessons that will serve us later on. Every obstacle you face has the potential to shape your character in a way that makes you a better person. It might be uncomfortable at first, it might stretch you beyond your limits. But every time you face a challenge and keep moving forward, you're strengthening your resolve, sharpening your skills, and developing a deeper understanding of what you're capable of. You're building the kind of character that no one can take away from you. For example, consider a moment when you've been tested, whether it's a failure, a setback, or a difficult situation. What did you do? Did you let it define you, or did you rise to the occasion, learn from the experience, and come out stronger on the other side? The choice you made in that moment is what will determine how much stronger you become. It's the ability to choose to keep going, to find the lesson, and to keep moving forward that builds character. But here's the thing about character: it doesn't just come from overcoming obstacles once, it comes from the repeated act of facing difficulty and choosing to learn and grow each time. It's about the small, consistent actions you take in the face of adversity. It's about not giving up, not backing down, and refusing to let your circumstances dictate your future. Character is about how you respond when things don't go your way. Do you get discouraged, or do you double down and find a way to make it work? When the road is long, do you quit, or do you keep going, knowing that the tough times are just part of the journey? Every time you overcome an obstacle, you gain more strength, more insight, and more wisdom. Let me tell you this: your obstacles are not just random, unimportant events. They are the very things that are preparing you for the next level of success. They are the tools that refine you, shape you, and get you ready for what lies ahead. The tougher the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. And as you grow, you build a foundation of character that no one can take away from you. So instead of avoiding obstacles or seeing them as something to dread, embrace them. Use them as stepping stones to become the person you are meant to be. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that comes your way, is an opportunity to become stronger, more resilient, and more determined. Your character is being built in the moments of struggle, and it's that character that will carry you through to the other side stronger, wiser, and better prepared for whatever lies ahead. Surrounding yourself with positive influence is one of the most powerful choices you can make in life. You see, the people you spend your time with, the ones you allow into your inner circle, have a profound impact on your mindset, your attitude, and ultimately your success. You might not realize it, but we're all like sponges. We absorb the thoughts, the energy, and the behaviors of those around us. So if you want to elevate your life, you must choose to surround yourself with those who lift you up, not bring you down. Think about it. If you spend all your time with negative, pessimistic people, how do you think that will affect your outlook on life? If you constantly hear that things are too difficult, that success is impossible, and that failure is inevitable, that message gets ingrained in your mind. It creates doubt, fear, and hesitation. But on the flip side, if you spend your time with people who are optimistic, motivated, and focused on growth, their positive energy rubs off on you. It inspires you to aim higher, to push further, and to believe in what's possible. The truth is, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their habits, their mindset, their attitude, they all influence your own. So if you want to improve, you have to consciously choose to surround yourself with individuals who support your vision, who challenge you to be better, and who encourage your growth. This doesn't mean you should cut people out of your life who aren't exactly where you want to be, because everyone is on their own journey. But it does mean you need to spend more time with those who have the mindset, work ethic, and attitude that align with your goals. In every area of life, you will find people who are either building or destroying. The people who encourage you to think bigger, to take action, to push through obstacles, are the ones who will have a positive influence on your life. They won't tell you what you want to hear, they'll tell you what you need to hear. They'll challenge you, push you, and hold you accountable. But it's through these challenges and this accountability that you grow. When you surround yourself with positive influence, you gain the strength and motivation to keep going, even when things get tough. When you face obstacles, it's easy to want to quit. But the right people in your life will remind you that setbacks are temporary, that failure is just a lesson, and that success is worth the effort. They'll help you see the bigger picture, and they'll remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. The people who support your dreams and ambitions are also the ones who will celebrate your victories with you. They won't be jealous or resentful of your success. Instead, they'll encourage you to continue pushing forward and reaching new heights. Positive influence isn't just about support during tough times, it's about sharing in your success and encouraging you to keep going. But here's the key, it's not enough to just surround yourself with positive people. You must also contribute to the positivity of those around you. The relationships you build should be reciprocal. If you want positive influence, you have to be a positive influence. Help lift others up. Encourage their dreams, celebrate their successes, and challenge them to become better. The more you give, the more you receive. And as you build a network of positive, supportive people, you'll create an environment where everyone can thrive. This principle applies in all aspects of your life. In your personal life, your career, and your health, positive influence plays a major role in your success. But it's up to you to choose who you allow to have an impact on you. When you surround yourself with positive influences, you will not only improve your own life, but you will elevate the lives of those around you. So take a moment to evaluate your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up, encouraging you to grow, and challenging you to reach your potential? If not, it's time to make a change. Seek out those who will help you grow, those who will inspire you, and those who will help you become the person you are meant to be. When you do this, your life will transform in ways you never imagined, and success will become an inevitable result.